Hi, good morning, students. Today we are going to deal with human digestive system. Actually, for the past few classes, you are discussing about the various information about the nutrition in the human being. Today, still we are going to see little detail. In human digestive system, first let we will deal with the nutrition in the human beings. Actually, we are taking the food, and you may think that from the intaken food, how you will yield the nutrition. This may occur because of digestive system. So the digestive system is a sequence of organ that is a form of it forms a long tube running from mouth to the anus and which is called as alimentary canal. And now, the next step, which shows that the flow chart, how the intake and food it may moves into our body. First, if you take the food through our mouth, it will enters into the esophagus, then towards the stomach, and then towards the small intestine. After the small intestine, the all digested nutrients will be absorbed, and the unwanted material will move towards the large intestine and then towards the anus. Not only the digestive system involves a series of organs, but also some glands which may associated in the human digestive system for the secretion of the juices. They are salivary gland, liver, and also the pancreas. Next, we are going to see the process of digestion, how it may takes place in the alimentary canal with a series of organs. You could find that like what are the, I have listed out the name of the organs. In that, today first we are going to see about the first four organs: mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, and also the esophagus, and followed by how a small information about the stomach. Right. So first, we will deal with the first one about the mouth. It is a transverse slit like a aperture which has been guarded with the lips in both the sides. And if you find the lip which is helped to hold the holding the food material and also for the phonation. Okay. So first we have seen about the mouth. Mouth is being guarded by a lips in both the sides, which is used for taking holding the food and also for the phonation. Phonation means speech. And the next is the buccal cavity. Under that you can see teeth and tongue. Under the buccal cavity you can see two major things. Number one is teeth and second one is the tongue. So first we will see about the teeth. Yeah, you just imagine or you just realize how your teeth is. Just touch with your tongue and just realize how is your tooth. The tooth which has been made up of a hard bone-like material which is called as a dentine. You could see the dentine is nothing but the outermost region which we can find, no, that is an enamel. So the dentine, the outside the dentine which has been covered by the enamel. Okay, inside the dentine you could see the pulp cavity. Inside the dentine is the pulp cavity, and inside the pulp cavity you could see blood and also the nerve vessels. Okay, so dentine, under the dentine, the outside it has been covered with the enamel, and followed by inside the dentine is the pulp cavity. Inside the pulp cavity you could see the blood and nerve vessels. Yeah, see the image which has been given below. You could see the sequence, like first your teeth has been covered with the enamel. The next is the dentine. Next to the dentine is the pulp cavity, and inside the pulp cavity you could see the blood vessels. Yes, good. So the next we are going to see about the teeth. So if you speak about the teeth, nearly like four major key words, key terms you have to keep it in your mind. Right. So first, we will see about the teeth. Usually, it has been arranged in the two jaws in our mouth. Right. So first, we will see the upper jaw, the upper side. Of the mouth, which is the upper jaw, which will be a fixed one, and the lower jaw, it will be a movable one. Okay, so a mouth which possesses two jaws, and it has been the teeth has been arranged inside. Okay, in upper jaw and lower jaw. Right. The next key term is a diffident. You could see the diffident. It is nothing. In your everyone knows, we as human beings we will get two different types of teeth. In your childhood period, you could see a teeth and it has been fell down. That is called as a milk teeth. After that childhood, like you will get a permanent teeth. So in our lifetime, we used to get a set of teeth, so that it is called as a diffident. Okay, and the next one is a thecodent. The human tooth arrangement is called as a thecodent. Why thecodent? Because the teeth which has been partially embedded in the socket of the jaw bones. Okay, the teeth which has been embedded in the socket of the jawbone. So it is called as a thecodent. And the next is a heterodent. Heterodent, it is nothing. We possess four different types of teeth. You could see, you just imagine how the teeth shapes, which may vary from each other, right? So nearly four different types of shapes of teeth we possess, so that it is called as a heterodent. What is that four types of teeth? They are, as I already stated, IC, PM, M. Right, incisor, canine, premolar and molar. In this picture, you can imagine, see in the upper jaw, we have two sets, right? So one set alone I'll explain you. So the one which you can find incisor, how many incisor in one side of the jaw? Upper jaw is incisor, right? 2, and canine 1, premolar. You could see that premolar 2 and also molar 3. So one side of the jaw, you can see incisor. How many count? 2 incisor, 1 canine and 2 premolar and 3 molars. Right. So this is a one side arrangement. Right. So now we will see the formula of the dental arrangement. 2 1 2 3 by 2 1 2 3. Why it has been mentioned upper and lower side? In the sense, the jaws we have upper and lower, and why we have multiplied into 2? In the sense, only one side of that only it shows 2 1 2 3 arrangement, so the another side. So 2 1 2 3, if you add, you will get 8. So 8 into 2, again 8 into 2, 16 plus 16, so nearly 32 permanent teeth you will get, right? And so these are all the key terms of the teeth. Actually, diffident, that means two sets of teeth in their lifetime. Heterodent, four different types of teeth you can see in the human. And thecodent, it is nothing, the tooth which has been embedded into the socket of the jawbone. Next, you just see the functions of the four types of teeth. Incisor, which has been used for cutting and biting. And canine, which is used for tearing and piercing. Premolar is used for crushing, grinding and also for the chewing. Molar, crushing, grinding and also for the mastication. Right? Now, so we are seeing about the digestive system. Under that, I have discussed about the mouth and followed by buccal cavity. Under the buccal cavity, we studied about tongue and teeth. Tongue, teeth, and now which is related to the teeth is a dental caries. What is a dental caries? In the sense, tooth decay. Actually, the destruction of the enamel and the dentine by the acid. Simply, what is called as a dental caries? It is nothing, destruction of the enamel and dentine by acids. Okay, how it may occurs? The human, after taking a food, some food particles remains will be there. Right, this food remaining, it will favors the bacteria to grow in it, and once if the bacteria grows, it will start producing the acid. Because of the fermentation of the food debris, it will start producing the acid. That acid, it will destroy the enamel of the tooth, enamel and also the dentine, which is called as a tooth decay. Tooth decay, it is also called as tooth caries. And next, what we are going to see is about the tongue. Right. So as everyone knows that tongue, it is a muscular organ, right? It is a very muscular organ. It possesses a sensory movable organ, and like we could sense the taste. That is because of the taste papillary buds which is present in the tongue, right? And which we can, it is a primary organ of the taste in the gustatory system. So for each and every organ there may be a sense organ will be there. So for a taste we could see that it is a primary organ of taste in the gustatory system, right? The tongue which can sense four different types of taste, that is sweet, salt, sour and bitter. And the picture which clearly state that where that particular taste will be sensed very appropriately in your tongue. If it is a sweet, you could see that it is in an anterior region. The sweet, the pink color coat which is given in the image. So that tip of that anterior region senses that sweet. Like that, salt as an anterior lateral region. And for the sour, that is a green color, the sour, it is a posterior laterally, the side, and bitter is the posterior most region, the posterior region, that you could see the last blue color. So these are all the four different types of taste which could be sensed by the tongue. And the next one is the salivary gland. Actually, we are speaking about the buccal cavity. Under the buccal cavity, we have discussed about number one is about the teeth, the structure of teeth, right? And the types of teeth. And number two is about the tongue. The next is the salivary gland. The salivary gland, the three pairs of salivary gland is present. They are parotid, submaxillary and sublingual, right? The parotid which states that like it is present just below the ears, submaxillary in the sense at the angle of the lower jaw, and sublingual is below the tongue. And the next is saliva. And in your previous class, it has been clearly mentioned about the saliva, right? Clearly it has been discussed about the saliva. So I would like to concise and summarize the function of the saliva. So first one is the formation of the bolus. What is a bolus? The food which will grind in the mouth, together, which is called as a bolus with the presence of saliva. The substance which will gets grind, that is called as a bolus. So for the formation of the bolus. Number two, very important one, the saliva which possesses the enzyme called as lysozyme, which is act as an antibacterial. That means it will kill the bacteria. And the third one, it possesses another enzyme which is called as a salivary amylase. It has been clearly discussed in the previous class. The salivary amylase which will convert the starch into the maltose. And the fourth one, it is used to clean the teeth. And fifth, like the medium for dissolving the food to know the taste of the food. The next region, actually till now that we are discussing about the mouth and the buccal cavity. The third one, what we are going to discuss is about the pharynx and the esophagus. For that, I'll show one video for you.
Esophageal stages. At the start of a swallow, a food bolus is voluntarily pressed by the tongue up against the roof of the mouth and backwards towards the pharynx. In response to activation of pharyngeal pressure receptors, the swallowing center in the medulla initiates reflexes that prevent food entry into respiratory passageways. The uvula contracts, which blocks the nasal passages from the pharynx. The laryngeal muscles contract, closing the glottis at the top of the trachea by tightly aligning the vocal folds. The epiglottis swings down upon the closed glottis. With all airways blocked off, respiration is temporarily inhibited. As the upper esophageal sphincter relaxes, pharyngeal contractions drive the bolus into the esophagus. The oral pharyngeal stage is done and breathing resumes. During the esophageal stage, a primary wave of peristalsis initiated by the swallowing center pushes the bolus through the esophagus. As the bolus travels through the esophagus, the lower esophageal sphincter relaxes, allowing the food to enter the stomach. If the bolus is sticky and adheres to the esophagus, secondary peristaltic waves triggered by the intrinsic plexus at the point of distension completely clear the esophageal lumen to finish the swallow.
And about the esophagus, and the very key term in it is pharynx, about the epiglottis. So this is a leaf-shaped flap in the throat that prevent the food from entering the windpipe and the lungs. So it stand open during the breathing, allowing the air into the larynx. Okay, so that is a very important function of the epiglottis. The next is the esophagus. So in the esophagus, the key term that you should know is peristalsis, how the food it may enters. It is a series of wave like muscle contraction that food moves to the different processing station in the digestive tract. So that is a peristalsis. These are all the two major things that you should know about the pharynx and the esophagus. The next one is about the stomach. As you all know that it is a muscular bag, chair-shaped structure present in the upper left side of the abdominal cavity just below the diaphragm. And you could see in the image that there are three major regions of the stomach. They are cardiac, fundus and pyloric. Cardiac, fundus and pyloric region. So these are all the three major regions of the stomach. So and the remaining thing, that is how the digestion takes place in the stomach, what are the enzymes which is involved in it in the small intestine, how the carbohydrate get digested, fat, protein, how differently it will get digested. So these details that you have studied in the previous class, I hope that this video will make you to feel comfortable with the organs which may deals with the digestive system. Thank you.